All right. Guess who's back? That's right. It's me. All right. Let's go. All right, what's going on? Where are the boys at? Desert Borderlands? Dude, it's 7Q. I'm queuing up. Dude, that's pretty loud. That was pretty loud. But yeah, we're logged in. We're getting into the desert. It's going to be good. It's going to be great. Actually, give me one sec. I'm still here. I haven't gone anywhere. What the hell is this? Oh yeah, all of my windows have kind of duplicated. Hold on. Except for another round of push beta. I mean, yeah, it could be. I think push can be pretty interesting. A little bit of content. Not gonna say no to that. Oh no, I just trolled. Hold on. Bear with me. All right, we're good. We're still 7 in queue though. So that hasn't changed. Shout out to YouTube, by the way. Okay. Here we are. Oh, we're nearly back. I think I'll be basically good to go by tomorrow. I'm still completely juiced up to the gills today. Gonna be sniffling and seizing. I'm not gonna stream for super long as well. But I'm here to support Planix. You know, I'm here to be logged in. We'll actually make it to World vs. World pretty soon. It's gonna be good. But yeah, normal streaming. We'll be back soon. Been ill for about a week. I basically just spent all of today finally getting some work done for Master of the Arena. I'm actually really excited. Like I said, there is gonna be a pretty interesting test going on this weekend. It will not be on this channel, but the astute viewer will definitely be able to find it. That's for sure. Or at least you'll be able to guess what channel we'll be using. It won't be. It will not. It will not be in the Guild Wars 2 category. So honestly, maybe nobody will find it. It's possible. I'm challenging you guys to find it. It's not actually that difficult, but, you know, I guess it's a challenge. A little bit. But it'll be very exciting. We got a lot of stuff cooked up, man. I've got, you know, 16 days to cook a lot of the overlay as well. Definitely a lot less time than I would have liked, to be honest. But, you know, that's just the world we live in, you know. I got ill. You hate to see it. What class is more like Mage, Mesmer, or Ellie? Probably Ellie. I mean, good day. You know, we're doing all right. We're doing all right. Have you also lost interest in black mold? I mean, what even is that? Ah. Why is Scourge bad? I played a support for a bit. Fun to correct other people's boons. You mean in PvP? In PvP, Scourge just doesn't do any damage. And it's also incredibly squishy. So basically, it just does nothing. It's just a useless build in PvP. Because it was very oppressive when it was good, and so it got nuked from orbit. If you want to corrupt people, play Reaper. Condi Reaper has a bunch of corrupts it can do. How's Warrior in PvP? I think Warrior's good in PvP, especially in solo queue. Because you can be pretty independent on that build and just kill people 1v1. Berserker? Berserker is a bit of a meme build, to be honest. You can, like, troll one-shot people. Maybe play, like, Condi Berserker 1v1 build. But, yeah. You're going to get... Berserker, especially, like, the power builds, you're going to get eaten alive by basically every build. Like, builds like Berserker just don't really work in the current state of Guild Wars 2. The problem with Berserker is that every build has infinite mobility, infinite dodges, infinite immunities, infinite sustain. And Berserker just doesn't work into that. Is Ellie really like playing the piano, like people say online? No, Ellie is fine. Like, I'm not gonna lie, Ellie has never really been that difficult. It's just, people, look, that type of, here's the thing. That type of class attracts people who, like, take pride, like, ooh, I'm playing a really hard build, bro. Oh, my build is so hard. And so people tend to exaggerate it massively. It's really not that bad. It's mostly people just coping about why their DPS sucks. Hero point trading sort of thing. I'd say much less frequently, but, you know, if you do hero points, people will show up most of the time. Duke Cone. Interesting choice. When we go deep, it might be this weekend. This weekend's a bit tight for me, but it's probably doable. I am really, really busy as a result of basically like losing a full week of work, but I reckon we can probably cook something up. Warp a spin. All the Mythic Raid bosses? Yeah, we cleared Mythic. We're going to be re-clearing this week. Probably only 6 out of 8, though, because quite understandably, a lot of our members are taking a break. So we're just going to go ahead and fill the vault, is our plan this week. So probably a 6 out of 8 Mythic, which I believe to be very achievable, with a couple of subs. Summer holidays. I mean, people are just a little bit worn out after the tier, to be honest. It was pretty intense. Okay. Kind of a cloud situation from the opponents. Got quite a lot of sustain here, though. You go abroad a lot for the holidays? Honestly, nah, not really. I just sit at home playing video games, man. But if you mean by black mold, you mean like doing some small scale stuff? Honestly, I'm definitely finding myself a little bit more interested in smaller scale World vs. World, yeah, Magrest. Because honestly, like the Zerg gameplay, it just does not feel good to me, you know. Nothing feels impactful, right? In these like Zerg fights. It feels so mushy, like cooldowns are just way too short. I feel like none of my buttons do anything, you know? It's just mushy. It's just mush. It's slop, even. I'd say this is like, this combat here is like slop. And I think on small scale, like, you know, you typically play more aggressive builds, like, and the comps you play are a bit more aggressive, so you have a bit more impact with, like, the ability usage. I'm just going to press F here. The rally. Guild Wars 1 over now? No. Just because I haven't logged into the game for 1 day does not mean it's over. Like, you guys are insatiable, aren't you? Like, I've been sick all week, and you're like, oh, Guild Wars 1's dead now, is it? What would you guys do without me? Okay, like how would you even exist? How would you know what game is alive and what game is dead without me to turn the stream on and tell you? I'm probably gonna stream like 12 hours of keys at some point as well, because I need to get my Death Knight ready for the raid on Sunday. I want to have my character maxed out, and basically you've got to do 26 Mythic Plus keys to max out the turbo boost, which honestly that's like very comfortable to do in a day. So might stream that little turbo boost. Been sick? Yeah, I've been sick as a dog all week. You can probably hear it in my voice now. I'm just getting better now, really. I was sick back to back. I kind of got a head cold, and then I immediately caught a respiratory one as well. I don't even know how that happens. How does that even work? Because for the first couple of days, we can actually signet here, I think. There we go. First couple of days of the disease, like my lungs were fine, my voice was fine, but it was like, my head was fucked. And then I got better from that, and then my lungs died after that. Hate to see it. You always look good. I mean, true. That is true, actually. One button rotation Warcraft's going to add. I don't have a problem with it, to be honest. I think it's a really interesting commentary on the nature of MMORPGs. Like what Ian said in the Warcraft interview with Max and Dratnos was really interesting to me. That they have like a sizable portion of their player base that just doesn't care about the combat whatsoever. Like all they care about is the story and the world and the roleplay, and they feel frustrated that like sometimes they have difficulty like accessing that lore and accessing that story because the combat system is causing problems for them. And I think that's a really interesting commentary because it just shows you how diverse the game is. Get all the add-ons. I completely disagree with that. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like UI customization add-ons, especially UI weak auras, oh, they're so fucking good. I absolutely love it. It's one of my favorite things about WoW. Like the ability to personalize your interface to exactly how you like it and exactly the way that you want it to be. It just feels incredibly good. Makes the experience like very, very wholesome. It's just also just a really good accessibility feature. It means that, you can, like if you have difficulty tracking something or like, playing your class in a certain way, like you can design your user interface to make that easier, in my opinion. It just feels really good to me. I like it a lot. I think it's good that they're targeting combat-oriented weak auras, but I have some concerns with that, to be honest, because look, as a dev, the problem is that, look, I'm gonna be really, guys. The problem is the game is competitive, and because the game is competitive, people are always going to develop tools to make things easier, and there's a really big risk that they actually make it worse by disabling combat weak auras. I really ought to make a video explaining this because I think maybe some WoW players will be interested in my perspective on this. But so like, here's the TLDR. Like if you want to, you could every single mechanic that's automatically solved by a weak aura now could be solved by a independent overlay. Look, let me give you a really good example, guys. I'm sure many of you guys are familiar with Ceres greens. What if I told you it's not just possible, it's trivial to build an overlay completely outside of the game that doesn't read memory that would solve that mechanic with the press of a button? What if I told you that was possible? Because let me tell you, it is possible. And let me tell you how. I'll try and explain this in non-developer terms. Basically, you have all 10 players who are running a overlay that's connected to a network, right? And it doesn't need to be attached to the game. It just needs to be a little program running on everyone's computer. Then what you do is when a green happens, if you get green, you press a keybind, okay? And that means, guess what? Everyone's application, again, third party, not reading memory, completely external to the game, knows exactly who has the green. And what does that mean? It means that you can say, okay, the first player to indicate they have green always goes left. The second player goes middle. The third player goes right. And then you just dynamically assign with the priority system people to go left, right, or middle. And you can solve that mechanic in real time and tell people exactly where to go in real time in 0 seconds with code. Right? You can do all of that instantly. And by the way, it's very easy to implement that. Very, very easy to implement that. Funnily enough, in Guild Wars 2, you could actually go further. You could even draw in 3D space where to stand with each green, because we have access to Blish HUD, which allows you to get the position and camera data from the game. And through like the Mumble API, and then draw that over the game in 3D space. So you could actually literally have an arrow telling you where to stand for every single green. And all you have to do is press the hotkey if you have green. And you can make it self-correct as well. So for example, if you press it by accident, you think you have green, you can just like double tap it to basically ungive you green essentially. So it's very easy to use. Yeah. When the app can be exactly, yeah, exactly what DJ and Kiwi is here. The problem is actually not the add-ons. The problem is the fact that the add-ons can talk to each other, and that is a really big problem, or a really hard problem to solve, because it is very easy to make programs talk to each other with or without the game data. So essentially, the weak aura discussion is actually a slight red herring in a lot of ways, because the actual problem is developing applications that can communicate with each other to assist you in completing a raid encounter. That is the actual problem here, and it is a really difficult one to solve as well. President's Code, yeah. I've been through the works, Mastro, mate. Absolutely through the works. Yeah. But I think I'll be alright. I've just been coughing my lungs out last couple of days, to be honest. But I mean, that's just the way it goes, isn't it? Get back to work on Friday. Oh, tell me about it. Like, it's so frustrating. I've been like just not able to function. Right? You know, it's for the last couple of days. It really is remarkable, just like the physical effects it can have as well. It's like, man, like, you know, I went from last week, I was basically lifting the heaviest I've ever lifted in the gym, like feeling really good, feeling really strong, building up the cardio as well. I've been running, want to get on the rowing machine, and like just 2 days ago, man, like, I had to stop multiple times when I was out for a walk. I was like, yeah, even walking, right, it was too much. Like, I was just exhausted, right? Like, just from walking, right? It's absolutely remarkable. It's being ill is, it ain't good. Let me tell you that. It is really, really not good. Yeah, COVID. I actually did have a test, and it wasn't COVID, no. Quite fortunately, I'm very glad it wasn't COVID, obviously. But yeah, like the whole add-on thing is really interesting. Oh, we can maybe save this player. They're going to go downstate, and I'm going to signet. There we go. Boom. Fix the sickness real fast. Steroids? Yeah, sure. That sounds like a good plan. But yeah, like, that's the concern with, like, that's my kind of take on the whole WoW add-on scenario. And, you know, honestly, guys, I think it's actually really scary for World of Warcraft, because the devs who make the add-ons for Liquid and Echo, these people are just straight up professionals, right? They will be able to create this software, and people will be using it outside of that. I actually think that there's a really scary potential that kind of disabling combat weak auras it actually makes it worse. I think there's actually some possibility that it gets far worse, because everything will be turned into a macro. You might have to literally have 3 different macros to do a fight, and you have to have a separate keybind for each of those macros, and that might be the approach that you have. Why are these things rarely seen in other games like Elden Ring? Well, in Elden Ring, it's a single-player game, right? So there's no, like, coordination checks, right? There's no, okay, 3 of you go left, 2 of you go right, you know? Or, like, okay, you need to go to, you know, you go here, you go here, you go there, right? I don't think these things in Guild Wars 2. Guild Wars 2 just isn't hard enough, mechanically. And also, people don't take the game that seriously. Like, if people took the game, if people played Guild Wars 2 professionally, you would see it. And they do exist, by the way. Like, there is an add-on that is basically DBM, or Bigwigs. In fact, it's modeled off Bigwigs, actually, for, like, all of the encounters in Guild Wars 2. League of Legends or Dota? Well, I mean, what would it even do in that game? Like, those games don't really require, like, mechanical coordination checks. It's not like when you're doing Baron, like 3 green circles spawn and you have to, like, have 2 people in each of them, right? Like, it's just not that kind of game. It doesn't make any sense. When it's most efficient to go to the shop and upgrade. Well, I mean, don't people just know that? Can't you, I mean, I'm sure there probably is, like, something that does something like that. Wait, can't you get, like, an AI helper? Can't you get, like, an AI helper that tells you to do that? I think I saw this on Tyler 1's stream. You can have, like, Tyler 1 yell at you, like, what item to buy and shit. So, I mean, I think that actually exists, like, to an extent. There's UIs for jungle time and oh, yeah. So this does kind of exist then. So you can see, like, when the jungle camps are respawning and stuff. That definitely makes sense for sure. Someone go crazy game check for weather breaks the spirit of what Blizzard want, they need to be banned. Well, here's the thing. How do you enforce that, though? Like, how do you enforce people running a computer program that doesn't interact with the game in any way? No memory reading, nothing. Like, how do you enforce that? How would you even know that they're running a piece of software like that? And how would you write a rule that says that's not allowed? Because I think it's easy to legislate, you know, don't memory read. I think that's a really easy rule. You know, don't modify the game in any way. Don't read memory from the game. I think that's all absolutely fine. But yeah, Final Fantasy. But the thing is, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe these tools do exist in Final Fantasy. My understanding is, yeah, I was chatting with some people about Ultimates. My understanding is that in the Omega Protocol, there's a strategy that I understand to be relatively common that involves using a macro of some kind to solve a mechanic on the Omega Protocol, as I understand it. And people do use this. Like, WoW is massive and a problem. I actually don't really view it as a problem, to be honest. I think it being a problem is misinformation. Like, add-ons are only a big deal in high Mythic Plus keys and Mythic rating. Add-ons are not particularly relevant, and certainly not the mechanic-solving weak auras are not relevant outside of Mythic rating. There's no heroic boss that I've ever played that's been complicated enough to require a weak aura to solve it. That's just not a thing. That's also a really good point, Digital Create. You absolutely could do that. You could have it as a you could have it as a web page, right? You could literally have it as something that's run on a server, right? You could literally have it on a web page, yeah, for sure. Very easily. A force not to use these tools. But I mean, the thing is, there's no way to enforce it. That's the thing. Like, it's not enforceable. Yeah. In Tot, you need to use an automug and P5. I'm learning Tot is told that using the strat more than once. Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, so I am right then. Yeah. I had to try it all the week. It was 600 hours at the end of season 1. It took 600 hours to get your weak aura set up. And honestly, I get it. Like, I'm currently building my own kind of basic UI framework, and I'm taking my time over it. But I am a dev, and I actually quite like Lua, so I'm enjoying it. But honestly, that's what, like, other people's UI is for. Just yoink the fucking Luxthos weak aura pack or whatever. The arrows that tell you where to stand. Yeah, you can't do position tracking. I think that was a really good decision from Blizz. Ice and Raspberries are the masters. Not all of them, but it's definitely one of the tighter mastery groups, right? Like, you do have to do a lot. I'd recommend doing Drizzlewood Coast a lot. And do all of the DRMs. That's the way to do it. That will get you started. Up until custom coding. Honestly, if you're into it, I definitely recommend taking a look at it. Like, Lua is a really Lua was my first language that I actually learned in Roblox of all places, and it's very human readable. Like, that's a big strength of Lua in my opinion, and yeah, it's very human readable with the way it is syntactically. So I would just dive in if you want to. Of course I read YouTube chat. Shout out to YouTube. Shout out to YouTube. But yeah, I really need to make a video on this because I don't think I've actually seen anyone raise the concern about overlays and macros in the WoW community. Maybe I'm just not paying attention, but I actually haven't seen people talk about this. And I'm genuinely worried. If Blizzard pulls the trigger on this, I think they actually might make raiding way more annoying to average Mythic raiders. So I think they have to be really careful about how they approach this. Yeah. That's a lie? No! I do read YouTube chat. For weak aura out with the coding, that is taking add-ons too far. Well, yeah, but that... Whoa, hold on. But whoa. I don't necessarily disagree with that. Like, the fact that you can write your own code, I don't think is a bad thing. Because it's not necessary. It's not like you can easily make weak auras with just like the basic, drag and drop, click the checkboxes. You don't need custom implementation for almost anything, to be honest. Like, what are you trying to do that you need custom implementation for that nobody else has done? I mean, example? Yeah, sure. Like, what's the example? Oh, I'm glad you're enjoying Craig Towers. Blood DK don't overlap with Death Strike. The 5-second healing doesn't stack. Doesn't go for Desaturate, Death Strike if no other skill was used or 5 seconds has passed. I mean, there is absolutely no shot nobody's made that. But also, is that... I feel like that's not even that necessary, I'm going to be real. Because also, sometimes you're going to break that rule anyway, to be honest. When you're dumping runic power on Blood DK. And you don't necessarily need the healing, you're just trying to get damage into your Dancing Rune Weapon window. on healing done by 10%. I mean, yeah, but that doesn't mean it's optimal. Because it's not always correct to do that. And also, it's good enough just to have, a lot of the time, especially in Mythic Plus, it's good enough to have a 1 GCD gap a lot of the time. I was overlapping, damage taken, healing done. Yeah, but I'm not gonna lie, like, I don't personally use that. I don't have a weak aura for that. I don't really find it necessary. Like, you just have to understand that you shouldn't double Death Strike in a row, right? Like, that's basically the rule with how Death Strike works now is don't use 2 of them in a row, because you don't get the healing twice. You have to allow yourself to take damage before popping in again, right? The notable exception to that, by the way, is if you're trying to, like, load up a really big shield, like when you're not tanking, for example. So, for example, if you're off tanking, like the other tank has the boss in raid, it's honestly completely fine just to send loads of Death Strikes, because you're just going to build up your blood shield for when you have to, like, take the boss back anyway. But I mean, I'm not gonna lie, someone's probably made that already, and also I feel like that's pretty niche. Like, is that really the biggest deal in the universe? Like, you don't need a weak aura to do that. But yeah, I don't know. It is what it is. Yeah, but you don't need a weak aura for that, in my opinion. I don't think I'd even want that, because I feel like the rules for using Death Strike are, there's a bit more nuance to it than what that weak aura is telling you to do, right? Because it's going to be pretty situational, depending on, like, the resources you have access to and what you're actually doing at the time. I'm leaking the X-Pack. Brings back Addon, reveals he was actually the good guy. I mean, that would be something. Getting the max heal per strike. Yeah, but that's not necessarily optimal for DPS, for example. Boom. Boom. Let's kill these elementals. These elementals are going down. Boom. Also, spin in the chat. Huge. But yeah, I mean, honestly, don't you think that kind of stuff is cool, though? I think that's just kind of cool that you can make that. I don't hate that stuff. Is the time that it takes? I mean, yeah, I mean, if you want to really cook. Like, for example, one thing that I'm implementing is some stuff with the global cooldown. And tracking that. What Spin's IO? Has Spin actually gained IO, or has he lost IO? I bet Spin lost IO. He needs to stream so I can see Arcane Mage gameplay. I was going to learn Arcane Mage this week, but I was just ill as fuck. I didn't even log into the game. Straight up, I didn't even log into WoW all this week. I didn't even log into any games, man. I was just out. I was just out, dude. Holy fuck. I've done fuck all this week. No joke, man. Green Death Tier 1. Love to see that. We blast players Guilds 1? Yeah, for sure. We can do that, man. Can do. I should be back to normal by then as well. Feels like to compete, you're forced to do it. I mean, I honestly, I hear you. And I think that's more just the competitive environment. But I'm not going to lie. Unless you're doing, again, like bleeding edge keys, I just don't think stuff like that's going to be that relevant, to be honest. Like, or if you're raiding, if you're, I mean, look, I don't know, I don't know what level you play at in WoW, but maybe you're fucking sick, and that kind of optimization is relevant. Although, again, like, I would definitely say it's situational for that type of optimization. But, yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm raiding, I'm raiding, like, world rank 250. I don't feel a lot of pressure to use all of this, like, this shit. And I've done the Mythic Plus title every season. I don't have, like, some crazy weak auras that I'm using to play. I just play the game, right? Arcane Blast. Yeah, Arcane honestly doesn't seem too bad, to be honest. Like, I have messed around with a little bit on the dummies. It feels okay. There's only one in his guild that used basic UI and weak auras. Yeah, but what does that mean though? Right? Like that might mean that everyone else is using Elf UI. But that's not really a surprise because everyone uses fucking Elf UI. I actually think, by the way, that hasn't Echo fully swapped over to vanilla UI? I don't think they play Elf UI anymore. I think Method doesn't either. And I want to drop Elf UI. Like straight up, I want to drop Elf UI big time. I want to be using vanilla plus weak auras, nothing else. To be honest. The only kind of like big UI mod I'm going to be using is Cell for unit frames. I really like Cell. Cell is really good. But there are other good ones too, right? You can use, what is it, shadowed unit frames. That one's also really good. Yeah, I think a lot of people play at top level and don't use, like, UI overhauls like LUI. Boom. Spinner's Lost IO. Kind of makes the other guilds look casual. Oh, yeah, for sure. Like, it's actually crazy how good Liquid and Echo are at the game. They're inhuman. Like, the fact that they were able to beat Mythic Gallywix blind in like 100 pulls is honestly mind-blowing. At like 10 eye level below and without a 9% damage buff. The fact that they were capable of doing that is mind-blowing. That's like another level of skill. Special cheat pack for character slot, only the 100 gems. They go on sale sometimes, but I mean, other than that, no. You can kind of get one discounted when an X pack comes out, so you can wait for that, I suppose. LVUI Addict. Yeah, I mean, I've just always used it pretty much, but I really want to swap off it. I'm going to hopefully try and cook that up over the next, like, month or so. I mean, I'll do it after the next Guild Wars 2 patch, probably, and after the PvP tournament I'm running. Then I've got a lot of time to tinker around with some auras. Huge. What's the reason why? Because basically the only thing I wouldn't I want to replace basically all of the components with LVUI. I want to replace my action bar with weak auras, because I think it can display information a lot better. I don't want to use LVUI unit frames for a couple of reasons. Like performance is one of them, and actual like utility is another one. I want to swap to cell, and then at that point there's like nothing left, right? There's no LVUI left at that point. If I'm not using unit frames, I'm not using action bars, then like what's left of LVUI? Nothing. So just drop it. Spend more time not use more filling than play the game. Yeah, it's definitely easy to go into that rabbit hole. Like I am definitely expecting to drop like 20+ hours on my UI, but that's because I want it custom. I admit it, I'm a special snowflake. I want it exactly how I want it. For example, I'm going to be doing some like psychopath shit, guys. Okay, I actually don't like the UI scaling in WoW. I think it looks really bad. I'm going to cook a UI that works without the UI scaling on, so I don't have any jaggies and the text looks good. And I have smooth edges on all of my plater bars and stuff. So I'm just going to completely rejiggle everything to work with like 100% scale UI because it's way easier on my eyes. And then I'll probably end up using, like, I don't know, I need an add-on that allows me to, like, change the size of everything else. Huge. Atrocity UI? Atrocity UI is good. The thing is, what I want is, like, a little bit of a hybrid. For example, I really like central HP bar. The UI I have is basically like a modified version of Dorky's UI. I really like how his UI is, with the central HP bar. But yeah, there's honestly some really strong parts about Atrocity UI. And also, I think Atrocity UI is pretty similar to Now's UI as well, for the same reason. Never open the Play-Doh options that was like this, like I did. Yeah, I mean, Plater is definitely pretty complicated. I think Plater, to be honest, Plater is probably the add-on that Blizzard should put in the most work to replace, or to make something native in the game. Because, in my opinion, the vanilla UI is fine outside of nameplates. There are actually some people who play at high level, by the way, who don't use it. For example, the Warrior in Squish's team, which is one of the best teams in the world, by the way, played in the MDI. He doesn't use Plater. That's fucking crazy to me, but he plays at an incredibly high level, so it is what it is. It's clearly doable. I can use Signet here. Awesomeness in the chat. He's saying how much bloat is in the add-ons. Yeah, but it's all optional. It's all like customization. You don't have to engage with any of that. Huge. Eating healthy is optional. I mean, honestly, yes, because it literally is. But okay, the thing is that I hate to say this. Like, again, I kind of want to know what level you raid at. Like, what world rank do you play in? Like, what key level do you do? I'm not asking to put you on the spot. It's relevant. Because there's an issue here with prioritization. Oh, shit. Go, 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 go. Hitting 15 plus now, like level 15 keys. Okay, level 15. What, have you cleared Mythic? Like, what world rank are you in Mythic? Have you cleared it? Only Mythic Plus. Okay, so you're doing 15s. Right, then I'm going to tell you something that hopefully is useful. stop messing around with UI and put all of your time into footage review instead. At your level, UI optimization, it's not that relevant. You will improve way more if you, instead of messing around with your UI, you instead do footage review and watch your own gameplay back. Your priorities are off here. Like, you know, modifying UI is not going to help you improve nearly as much as footage review and mechanical grinding, like improving your mechanics. I do the logs. I'm not talking about logs. I'm talking about footage review. Logs will help too. But yeah, stop wasting your time messing around with your UI and add-ons. Look at footage review instead. Do you understand what I'm getting at here? Like, you're like, okay, so you're worried about a 5% optimization when you're, I promise you, you're missing like 50% on gameplay mistakes, right? Fix the gameplay mistakes. Move the loss in priority, she starts casting Holy Smite. I mean, there's literally a cast bar for that in the vanilla UI. You don't need a fucking add-on for that. Build my basic Death Strike weak aura? Yeah. And trust me, as somebody who plays Blood Decay, like, that weak aura is not even telling you the necessarily optimal time to press it. Yeah. And by the way, I can guarantee you that Death Knights that are higher ranked than you are not using that weak aura. I know I don't. It's just not necessary. Again, do you understand what I'm getting at here? Is that you're putting a lot of your time and complaining about optimizing a relatively minor factor in your success, right? Why? Why are you spending your time on a small factor? To go with the gym analogy, okay? To go with the gym analogy, you're saying, man, like, I've got to optimize my... I've got to optimize my, like, vitamin supplementation. And at the same time, you're just not giving a shit about your macros. Right? It's like, no, like, you know, worry about, like, optimizing every little bit of your nutrition after you've got the basics sorted. And not just the basics, like the advanced stuff, right? You know, like getting your macros really fucking nice. You're optimizing this tiny part and saying it's important, but I'm not gonna lie, it's not. Like, okay, I'm gonna be a little bit more firm. You are mistaken. You are using your time inefficiently to improve. You are focusing on the wrong thing, and you are mistaken in how important it is. You are mistaken. Eating healthy move together. Yeah, but in this analogy, you're not talking about healthy eating. You're talking about, I don't even know what it would be in the context of lifting, but like a tiny, oh, what gloves you're wearing. Yeah. You're saying, oh, fuck macros and like getting a good night's sleep. Dude, it sucks that I have to spend so much time picking out what brand of gloves to wear or like what tank top to have on at the gym. That's what you're doing. And you're singling this out as like a massive barrier to your success when it just isn't. Like if I went to the gym and I went to a personal trainer and I said, man, can you tell me the right like gloves to wear? Like they'd look at me funny, right? That's what I'm doing now. Is World the best way to do the Wizard Vault? I think in terms of speed, PvP is probably the best, but yeah, World vs. World is good as well. How they get played at level? Yeah, for sure. gw2 is still alive and kicking. It's definitely quieter than it was 4 years ago, but it's, you know, it exists. We're here. We're good. Basic rotation. Yes. Basic rotation. Yes. Basic. Like, I don't know why you're not getting this. Yeah. Took custom code, it was what I was saying. Yeah, but you don't need a weak aura for that. Don't press Death Strike back to back. Why do you need a weak aura for that? Don't press it back to back. Don't press that button twice in a row. Sometimes you do, though, as well, by the way. Especially when you're doing DPS. When you're in single target and you just want to pump damage in your rune weapon window, then you just send. Under the special conditions? Yeah, but you don't need a weak aura for that. Look, okay, I'm going to be real with you. It's a skill issue. Like, I'm sorry, it's a skill issue. Your weak aura isn't even optimal. Yeah. I don't know how to put it to you any simpler. Like, you're mistaken on this. Yeah. Why was it? Why when it was created, I've kept it as an improvement because one, it's probably made your damage worse if you're always abiding by it. Interestingly enough, but two, and this is really worth noting, instead of improving your rotation, you made an add-on instead, which was way more effort than just learning to play. Like, you took the hard road here. Instead of saying, I should review my gameplay and improve, you said, I'm gonna wait until someone does a custom implementation that isn't even optimal and go by that instead. Yeah. So yeah. Basically, you did it the hard way and the slow way, and also the not entirely optimal way. Don't do it sound ill. Look, we're working on it, okay? Oh no, I'm caught. I'm caught. Big. Equal footing. You certainly don't care if certain abilities wouldn't be able to be picked up by an add-on. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, these add-ons are so ubiquitous that, again, I think it's really important to contextualize this to BB for life. The whole complex weak aura thing is only relevant in content 1% of the player base does. This conversation is irrelevant to anyone outside of Mythic rating. I'm sorry, it just is. Or very high keys. So unless you're doing like bleeding edge keys, or like key level -1 keys, or Mythic rating, and early Mythic rating, by the way, not late. I'm not talking about late cutting edge. It's actually less than 1% this applies to. Not late cutting edge. Relatively early cutting edge is to who this conversation is relevant. It's like you're people drastically misrepresent how impactful this is on like the everyday player. The everyday player is like never gonna run into this stuff. If that is people's goal, why would you hamper people's journey? I mean, I don't. If people can use all the add-ons they want to do. I mean, I have no issue with that. If people want to cook these crazy weak auras, I mean, do that or don't. You know, it's up to you, really. You know, it's like, it is what it is. I progress, as you said, 0.7. Isn't that still progress? Yeah, but you're pretending like you could have done that. You couldn't have done that without the weak aura. And in fact, the weak aura that you've installed will sometimes make you play worse if you use it, right? Like, does that make any sense? Yeah. Fully customized UI by a good player. Player is given the default UI. You put 100 players into this pool. Do you see a difference in performance of random players? Assuming the same player, definitely yes. But as much as I hate to say it, like, this stuff is ubiquitous. Like, if you want this, it is trivial to get it. Okay, let me try and hit this on the head here. Okay, so let's say you spend... Okay, so let's say you saw a 10% improvement, yeah? And let's say you spent 10 hours getting that weak aura to work. If you'd spent 10 hours practicing your gameplay, you'd be better than you are now. Does that make sense? So what I'm saying is that the 10 hours you put into cooking that... I'm not saying it took hours, but I'm an example, yeah? The 10 hours you spent on that was inefficient. You focused on the wrong thing. You should have just improved your gameplay. You should have just done footage review and practiced. Just done more keys and grinded. And you'd be performing better now, more than 10%. You'd be better than the weak aura. Better off playing the game as you learn more, but I don't really view the game this way, but prefer getting used to their UI as they're playing. Yeah, but, okay, look, I'm not messing around here. Like, don't get me wrong. I think the UI should be improved, especially nameplates.
But it's like a new person that is saying it. Like...
They should make nameplates way better in particular, but if you want a good UI, it's one click away. Like, people pretend that, oh, players aren't gonna know about this. But guys, this is just in the culture of the game. It's one click and go, right? It's just one click and go. Look, click to copy, Evoker, the wall within. This is all 3 specs packaged into one. Like, it's click one and go, guys. And here it is, right? You have so much experience in MMO? No, I don't think so. If you play WoW, you will hear about this. 1,000,000%. There is no way you won't hear about this. If you talk to any players, join any guild, watch any streams, watch any YouTube videos, read any guides. If you ever use Wowhead, if you ever use Icy Veins, if you ever engage with any content, 10+ years? Wait, do you seriously think that, like, new players aren't going to interact with any YouTube content or Wowhead? Because I'm not gonna lie, any player who doesn't do that doesn't need this stuff. Like, if you... New players are more experienced than you? No. But I also don't think new players have no brain. I mean, dude, everyone knows about Wowhead. Like, who doesn't know about Wowhead? And look, if I click, let's say, Blood Death Knight. Oh, look. Weak auras. There you go. There's the Luxthos pack. There's this guy's pack. There you go. And this, funny enough, this is you know, interestingly enough, actually, this weak aura, in a lot of ways, is actually kind of a better version of the one you're using, because it's telling you how much you're going to heal based off the weak aura, which is actually more useful in a lot of ways, because it's giving you direct information about, like, when would be a good time to press Death Strike based on your current HP. I don't want a UI that I rely on other players to keep updated, as long as I want to be independent and make the weak auras myself. I mean, I definitely hear you. But then, yeah, you're going to have to put more work in. But also, bear in mind, these people literally do these things professionally. So I wouldn't worry about them not being updated. Like, you know, Luxthos, a big part of his business, right? He's obviously a content creator, streamer, and so on. But a big part of his business is his UI. The author just stopped? I mean, trust me, it's very unlikely, but you could always modify it yourself. I hit the drawing board and reassign my time. I mean, there's nothing wrong with optimizing your UI at all. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, what you're doing is good. Like, tinkering with UI is, like, a really good thing to do. But I think it's important to be realistic. It is like the icing on the cake. It's not the cake itself. And the way you were kind of talking about it made it sound like the game is unplayable and that, like, you were unable to improve without it. And I think that's kind of I think it's a framing that, like, scares new players away from the game. And look, I'll be more strong on this. I kind of consider it misinformation, to be honest. It's not a fair representation of the game. We got 600 hours in Season 1. I'm not gonna lie, that is way overcooked. Like, 600 hours of cooking weak auras? I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know what you're doing, but that, yeah. Okay, let me put it like this. Okay, if you had spent those 600 hours practicing and pushing instead of building weak auras, you would be doing key levels 2 higher than you right now. Yeah. You wouldn't be doing 15s, you'd be doing 17s. For sure. You would literally be plus 200 or 300 IO compared to where you are now. If you spent 600 hours doing it. Yeah. Oh, shit. Yeah. With 0 EXP? Correct, yes. And I completely alter that statement. If you'd gone full gameplay grind, if you'd gone full gameplay instead of doing that, yeah, you would be straight up plus 200 or 300 IO higher than you are right now. Like, your performance would be drastically higher if you'd just been grinding, practicing instead. Stop ruining the game? Yeah. For sure. I mean, I don't know what you're doing for 600 hours. Keep this guy alive. It's Magrest, actually. Dragon Hunter changes. Okay, we got a pull for him. I'm gonna CC him. I'm gonna try and bonk him. I mean, yeah, like, the thing is, I'm Minstrel Firebrand. Like, Magrest can't die. Like, we win by default here because there's no support. Yeah. For the opponents. It's completely fine. He also basically has permanent stability, so there's pretty much no hope of them killing him. We go as a real issue in PvP. Oh yeah, for sure. I can never imagine it being way more problematic in PvP. How many hours of the dev spot been in weak auras? I mean, why are we bringing up people who play the game professionally with, like, us random casuals who are like you know, just doing a little bit of pushing, right? It's like, yeah, Liquid and Echo spend a lot of time on this stuff. They literally play the game fucking professionally. It's a very different scenario, huh? The depth of the add-on, it's too much. I mean, it's not relevant to you, though. And you can just get theirs for free. Just yoink their add-ons. That's what we do. I'm not gonna... Oh, actually, maybe this guy does die. I think Blade Swan is a little bit hard to kill. Oh, dude, the guard actually fucked him. Is it? Yeah, dude, the guard killed him. That's really funny. It immobilized him. That's actually a really good comparison. Like, like, the raid guide thing. Like, think how long it takes to make a raid guide. Like, does that mean that the game is too hard? Because it takes really a long time to make the raid guide? You guys keep coming. And they have the money to pay for top-notch weak auras. I mean, yeah, but you're not, bro. You're doing plus 15s. Okay, the top guys in the world are doing plus 21. I wouldn't worry about it. Like I said, like plus 21 is double what you're doing, ish. Like I wouldn't worry about it. Third, fourth guild. But the thing is, even those guilds have way bigger fish to fry. Do you know the problem for world rank 3 and 4? Is that their members will use them as a stepping stone to get into the top guilds. That's the problem. Like, fuck weak auras, bro. Again, like, those guilds, certainly, like, top 10 guilds, they're all just gonna yoink Liquids packs, right? They're just gonna yoink it. That's not their issue. Their issue is maintaining an actual stable roster that doesn't get, like, gobbled up by the, like, the world's first guilds. That's the problem they have. Going exactly 8% crit without Bloodlust. Power Frosty, let's just go Frosty. Is that not actually the... Oh, shit. Dude, I need to actually play the game. I'm caught. Big. Says to go Frosty. Frosty is better than that. Is that actually the way to go? Yes. If the equation says so, it is. However, you got to bear in mind, especially in the world versus world context, you got to consider survivability. Sometimes, like, going for, like, maximum damage output is not necessarily the way to go, because you want to be able to actually survive these scenarios, not just, you know, like, not just do damage. And also 80%, you know, like 80% crit. Again, like, are you assuming Fury there? Are you assuming no crit modifiers? Like, are you assuming, you know, there's a couple of assumptions that you got to be a little bit careful of. Like, how realistic are these scenarios that you're going in for, right? What's the reason in the UK we have a competition act? Well, I mean, you can't, like, make a rule against poaching. That's just the way it is. Difficult to track things in the buff bar and nameplates. I actually agree. I think nameplates are like the biggest problem with the vanilla UI for sure. Do you think Liquid pay devs to not help other guilds behind the scenes? I mean, look, bro, I use Liquid's weak auras for my progression because they share them. And even if you don't use Liquids, you can just use Northern Sky. Like, Northern Sky, like, publicly share theirs. After or before? Well, obviously after. Like, wait, bro, why are you worried about... Dude, look, I hate to be that guy. You're doing a plus 15, bro. You're not world 10. Like, this doesn't apply to you. This isn't relevant to you in any way. I'm sorry. Like, you're not in the same universe as to where this will be relevant to you. Mythic Plus meaningless? No, it doesn't. For a start, I don't think there are, like, a lot of custom weak auras people use for Mythic Plus. There are people who play literally at top level with, like, some absolutely cooked-ass UIs. I'm sorry, you're just wrong. Like, this is just misinformation. I'm sorry, dude. Like, you've crossed over from, like, you're a bit misguided. You're just wrong, right? At this point. This is just misinfo now. Oh. So out of control they make a few weeks ago. They're out of control, but not in the way that you think they are. Or rather, there are problems with weak auras, but they're not the problems that you think exist. Yeah, I'm working on it, Nanny. And I can tell you, weak auras are not a problem in Mythic Plus. They're just not. Like, weak auras are a raid issue. WoW add-ons are the worst experience for me. Yeah, but I'm not gonna lie, it's self-inflicted. It's like, you have a misunderstanding of how important these things are and what they do. And because you're mistaken, it's ruined the game for you. But it's because you're mistaken, right? Like, that's the thing. What server? We're in Addon's back. What's his local? Listen, guys. Look, I literally have a video that's like 10 misconceptions about Guild Wars 2. I am the perception police. I am the misinformation destroyer. Didn't you feel refreshed when you log into Guild 2? No, I feel annoyed that I can't move my ability bar up so I can actually see my shit. I feel annoyed I can't move my fucking boon bar, right? So I can't see this shit properly, or this, you know, goddamn ability bar that has like these tiny little icons that have no relevance sometimes. They're just not sorted very well either. Yeah, no, I don't like this. You're the problem? Wait, I mean, look, I mean, I don't like hate it. It's just, yeah, I wish I could move it. Generators of build crafting and useful tools to guild skills, maybe log analysis, for example, cool tools or anything. The discretized build optimizer. That will tell you, like, optimal stat distributions for, like, getting 100% boon duration or reaching certain breakpoints. That's basically what you're looking for. That's the kind of thing that you want. Smell with this riveting Wolves World content. Dude, honestly, this is not too bad, you know? I think that roaming action was pretty hype. A little bit of content here. But to be honest, I'm not gonna lie, this is just a chill stream here, man. I'm just doing a chill stream here because, bro, well, look, you can hear my voice. I'm still very rough. I'm completely juiced up to the gills right now, guys. Bunch of painkillers. Love to see that. So we're still in recovery mode right now, and honestly, World vs. was perfect for that, because obviously it's pretty chill content, right? Like, just, you know, hold W and send. Hey, Denivar, thanks for the Prime, by the way. Appreciate it. Yo, Sel in the chat. Silhouette Gaming. Oh, yeah, did you guys see the quarterly earnings report, by the way, for Guild Wars 2? Looks fucking rough, man. Honestly, making a raid was not the play, boys. I'm gonna be real with you. Making a raid, guys, was not it. I do think that was a big mistake. Like, I think Darren's talking about this. Like, the Q1 sales, like, you know, revenue is down 23% year on year from Soto. I really do not think making a raid was the way to go, man. Because it just sucked up so much resources, right? They couldn't make another open world map. The story was really short. And there honestly just not a lot of content. I really do believe a lot of the resources went onto the raid, guys. I really do believe that. And I think the raid soaked up a lot of their dev time, so they couldn't, like, deliver on the open world. I think, yeah, exactly. No, dude, no. It is the raid. Cat is right, and I agree with Cat. My position is Cat's. I am Cat. No. Like, Janthir Wilds did not serve the core player base well. What was there in patch 2, guys? What was there in the update with the raid? Fuck all, right? There was no map. There was, like, convergence, and it was like only Decima, by the way. It was like only Decima, right? And then the raid that, like, realistically not many people in the player base are going to play. It's what, you know, did 10-minute enrage Greer, have fucking fun with that, right? Like, people are going to fail the DPS check. It's not going to happen. Although they didn't have any enrage then, but you know what I mean, right? It's like, no, there's no shot. That, like, the first update had, like, nothing for most of the player base. They didn't have a raid in Sota, didn't have good open world either. Yeah, but it had content, though. It had, like, a reason for people to log in. Like, you had the new map, you had the, like, the new story and shit. I think that, dude, the open world is so relevant. I'm sorry, guys, like, the open world is so relevant. Yeah, and, yeah, exactly. Nothing, the launch was super light, too. No open world meta, right? It was like, yeah, sure. Soto open world wasn't amazing, but it did have legendary armor, and it did have 2 meta events, right? That people were obviously going to farm to get the legendary armor, yeah? And I do really think that Janthir Wilds did not deliver for the core audience. I'm sorry, guys, it didn't. Like, I'm going to stand up for the casuals here. It did not deliver for the core audience of the game. Like, the story was too short. It's not delivering enough story content. And the open world content isn't there either. Because it's not even that it's bad. It just doesn't exist, right? Like, there is no open world content, right? That dropped. Pull over Lowland Shore. Dude, like, I wish I was more vindictive, dude. I could be so petty. Because people flamed me really fucking hard for saying that there's no replayability whatsoever in Janthir Wilds. And guess what? I was completely right. There is no replayability in Janthir Wilds. And it was a massive issue. Like, player, like, engagement and retainment like dropped off a cliff right after people had like actually completed it, because there's no replayability. Echo of Our Wilds, here's choice chest. Wait, let's see, what is the jade was it the jade runestone? It's just the amalgamated gemstone. Yeah, I think Silhouette and Cat are completely right. The open world content is critical. Like, you have to have the open world content in this game. You just do. That is the core audience of the game, and I do not believe that Jantho Wars delivered that. It really is that simple. Bog, I completely agree, Kat, yeah. Bog Queen meta event would have been incredibly sick. That would have been very, very fucking tasty. And just like a better developed meta event. I do not like the Titan event. Like, they're very light on mechanics, and you have to split into two groups and you don't interact in any way. To me, that's just weird, right? Like, why not have them tag team? Why not fight them both at the same time? Why not, you have to swap in between, right? Even if you don't want to have like a build up to the meta event, like, why not have some level of kind of dynamism in that event with how you engage there? Why is it one or the other? Like, it's just so off compared to how normal Guild Wars 2 World vs. World is. Yeah, that's also another good point. That meta event was like the casual farmer, and I don't like to see things nerfed, but they should have nerfed it way sooner. It took them such a long time to nerf it, right? Oh man, I might stop streaming soon, guys. I do apologize for that, but you can probably hear it. Like, I'm talking too much. My voice is starting to go. It's going downhill fast, lads. I'll play a little bit more. To play more WoW Guild Wars 2? Oh, wow. Not even close. Making good metas takes the same effort as making bad metas. Yeah, but I feel like we only got one incredibly scuffed meta with Jantho Wilds, right? As opposed to two fairly scuffed metas, and then more metas, right, in the follow-up patches in the quarterly updates for Soto, and then we didn't get anything really until the second update. The second update map, to be fair, actually, is actually pretty good in my opinion. I actually quite like the new map that dropped with Jantho Wilds, but it ain't a meta event. It doesn't have that same level of replayability. What costs you main in WoW? I basically play tanks in WoW a lot of the time, and DPS and Mythic Plus. I'd say I'm a multi-classer. I basically play whatever. Right now I'm playing Mage in Mythic Plus. It's going to be Arcane Mage. I was playing Fire up until now. I'm going to someone to Arcane when I've got a moment to actually adjust my gear and learn the rotation. And then in Raid I played Blood Death Knight, but I played every tank, quite a bit, with the exception of Prot Warrior, which I haven't played as much. Although that's not entirely true. I played a fair bit of Prot Warrior actually in Season 1 of Dragonflight. Season 1 of The War Within. Before swapping over to DPS Frost DK. I played, Prot Warrior and then Frost DK there. But yeah, I played Brew in Raid, Blood DK in Raid, VDH in Keys, Prot Warrior in Keys. And, and Bear as well. I played Bear in my first season. So, I play a bunch of stuff. Oh, really good Mage is hard to find, as Max said? Yes. I think Mage is, from what I can tell, Mage is one of the most mechanically intensive builds to play correctly. I think Mage is extremely hard to play at a high level. There's a reason why there are so many Mage specialists. Like, a lot of the top players who play Mage kind of specialize in Mage. Yeah, exactly. Like, players like Fired Up, for example, his mechanics are just, on another level in terms of Mage. And there's that's a very important skill, right? Because to play Mage at high level is extremely difficult. And yeah, I can certainly imagine from a top guild perspective is that finding a really strong Mage player to have in you're always going to want to have Mage, it's got the buff for a start, but it also has really good tools for encounter. It's often quite high mobility, so it can handle mechanics well, right? It often has really good damage profiles, very solid, respectable utility, and very good survivability when played correctly. So yeah, good mages are like gold dust for sure. At least one is God to be a mage specialist. That's definitely part of it, yeah. But I think it's just the toolkit, and in general, I think Mage is a hard spec to play correctly DPS-wise, too. And it just has like a very high skill ceiling, to playing it correctly. Defensive rotation, DPS rotation. A lot of the time you're going to be handling mechanics, right? As well. So you have to be able to do mechanics at a high level and do a really good DPS rotation and live at the same time. So a lot of the time you end up with a lot of responsibility as the mage. Did you play before The War Within? Oh yeah, I basically started playing in Dragonflight Season 2. And yeah, I'm really enjoying the game. I like it a lot. I actually wish I had more time to play, to be honest. I need to become a professional WoW streamer. Because I actually find myself a little bit frustrated in WoW, because the way I like to play WoW is, or the way I want to play WoW is I want to play everything, right? And like really sink some hours into it. But yeah, I mean, the game is fucking hard to play, right? And, you know, it takes a lot of time to like actually get good at stuff. So I wish I could play it more. I just really like the gameplay, and I like how rewarding it is to be good at the game. It's like a really good skill grind, to be honest. It feels very rewarding to practice and improve at the game, which is something that I like a lot. PvP, I do want to try it at some point, but not yet. I'm going to get carried by Hemis. Hemis is a player I raid with who's actually a very good PvP player. I believe has been, like, you know, very highly ranked as a warlock in PvP. What's your favorite class? In Guild Wars 2, I really like Necromancer. What, is it so good just constantly playing? Yeah, good, like constantly playing, footage review, right? Yeah, I mean, it's just practice, right? It's just practice. Practice, and good practice as well. So actively, there's a really big difference between like grinding and improving. Like, just playing isn't good enough. And this applies to everything, by the way, not just World of Warcraft. You should do this in Guild Wars 2 as well, or any game. It's going to sound obvious, but trust me, almost nobody does this. If you want to get good, you need to actively practice. You need to go, okay, today I'm going to get better at this one thing. So, for example, in PvP, in Guild Wars 2, you could say, okay, today I'm going to actively focus at looking at the minimap. Today I'm actively going to focus at using about face correctly. Today I'm actively going to focus on on my 1v1s and this particular matchup and watching out for this particular spell, right? You have to be very decisive in what you're trying to improve on. And then afterwards, you have to be honest. You have to say, did I succeed at doing that? What mistakes did I make? What do I need to fix next? That is practice. And practice is completely different to just playing. Huge. Incredible. And it could hearts to replace core mortal game pollute. Tremendous and Soto. Some of the hearts and entering event chains where the rewards are abysmal. I mean, yeah, true. It's so frustrating. I constantly feel behind. I love such a grind. Guild Wars is much more relaxing and more fun to play. I mean, yeah, I definitely feel that, to be honest. I'm not really a big fan of vertical progression. In my opinion, it's pretty easy to keep up in WoW, and I'm not gonna lie, like, it's, you know, if you're like not max eye level, it's whatever. But yeah, I don't like vertical progression either. Least favorite class in Guild Wars 2? I don't play Thief. I don't really like rogue style classes. What's mota stand for? It's my PvP tournament, Master of the Arena. It's happening at the end of the month. Only forfeit tool. That actually is true. But yeah, if I had my way, I would literally play WoW 10 hours a day. And like have every class maxed. And do high keys on every class. Because the way I like to play games, like, is I want to know everything. I want to know how every build works, how every role works, how every fight works from every perspective. I want to know every single talent, every single interaction. Because to be honest, I think that type of approach, it makes you a better player and a well-rounded player. Like understanding what everyone around you is doing is so important. Especially from a leadership perspective. Like I need to understand how everything works so I can communicate and work with my teammates as best as possible. Want to play some different class that can be annoying to get everything? Yeah, it's super annoying, to be honest. Again, I don't like it. Like, it sucks that most people like vertical progression. But honestly, it is what it is, right? Like, you know, you gotta compromise at some point, right? Unfortunately, there's no way around it. Alliance or Horde? I would say I prefer Horde, but look, I just play whatever the meta race is. But if I'm playing classic WoW, it's always Horde, bro. Horde. Only so does all things from a trap like DH. I will be completely frank. The reason that's the case, Medivh, is because you've never tried to actively improve. Like, if you've been playing for 2 years, within that 2-year time span, it is honestly very easy for you to do that. Like, for example, if you want to learn other spells, make a character and go check out the build. Find the build that people are playing, make a character for that, use the spells yourselves, note the animations. Go to a 1v1 arena, ask someone to duel you. If you get owned in a 1v1 in a conquest match, send them a DM and say, hey man, that was really awesome. Do you want to go a couple of rounds after this? Do you want to, do you want a duo queue? Do you want to do some 1v1s in an arena after this? Like, I want to practice against you, right? Job done, right? And all of a sudden, you're going to learn those spells really quickly. All this, dude, hearing these conversations, it really makes me want to make a video on how to get good. Because I think, let me actually defend casuals here. I actually think that casuals want to get good a lot more than tryhards give them credit for. I just think that most people have no idea how to actually do that. And by the way, guys, I give credit to my sport upbringing on why I know that. I have always had this kind of stuff drilled into me because I come from a sporting background. Ever since I was like 8 years old, I've basically been training sport relatively competitively, certainly in my teens, right? From, like early teens through to my early 20s, I swam competitively. And like, this is just, that is just, you just learn this stuff. Like every coach is going to tell you this advice. Like, every coach is going to tell you what to do. Like, here's a really good example, guys. When I first got a high-level coach, and honestly, this coach, I actually give him a lot of credit for, this coach deserves a lot of credit for making me the person I am today, actually. Seriously, massive influence on me as a person in my life. And when I first swam, my technique was dog shit. And basically, the approach is that I'd be training, and every single length, I would breathe, and I'd see him like fucking gesturing at me to do non-dog shit technique. And guess what? I got a lot better very, very quickly. Like, the amount of improvement I got in literally weeks was insane. It was like night and day in terms of my technique, because I had this like improve, focus on this, elbows high, body position, right? Like boom, 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 right? Like, this type of attitude was like drilled into me. And look, it literally just translates to video games. I'm not gonna lie, guys. Like, I play video games in the same way that I do sport, right? It's really not different. It's the same. It really is the same stuff. And I just apply the techniques that I learned when I was training swimming into games. Yeah. Oh, it really was. It was literally like the awesomeness. He would basically stop me every single length to correct my technique. Like boom, 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 boom. And he was like giving me feedback on what I was doing wrong, which can be really useful, guys. I definitely recommend like asking people to help you with VOD review and VOD reviewing other people as well, like watching videos of what other people are doing. We would also literally do this, by the way. We would literally do this too. We would watch top level athletes perform, exercises and strokes, right? Not only to practice our technique, for example, like when we were learning to, well, we would just do this in person, right? Like my coach was, he was a little bit adept at powerlifting, so he would just show us the technique himself. He was also actually a Commonwealth Games level athlete, so a very, very high level athlete. So he could also show us the technique directly in terms of swimming. But yeah, like that's also really useful. If playing is fun, you'll improve naturally. You'll be curious about the game and you'll put in time and practice. Ooh, not necessarily, actually. Even smart practice isn't fun for a lot of people. With time, you'll free up mental capacity, takes advantage of things to improve them while playing regularly. I do not actually agree with that. If you just play and you just play, you will maybe get better, but you also might build up really bad habits and you might just not improve at all. There's a reason why there are people in gold in Guild Wars 2 and have been gold for years, right? Because they just play and don't think about their mistakes. And, there's a reason why people get stuck in, like iron in League of Legends or bronze in StarCraft 2. Because they don't play to improve. They just play. So I do not think that is necessarily the case. Like, you'll probably see most of the time some improvement, but honestly not necessarily. You do need fun, though? Yeah, absolutely. And funnily enough, again, I would really talk about sport again. Do you know why a lot of people in sport quit? It's not because they don't like sport. It's not because they're not capable, like they're not talented enough, or they get injured. People quit because they don't like the process of getting better. That is why people quit. People do not like what it means to improve. And that means targeted practice. And a lot of people find out very quickly that they don't like targeted practice. Which, by the way, is completely fair. There are other reasons, yes. In fact, I listed a bunch of them before that reason. But in my experience, that's what gets people, is that people do not like they don't find the process of improving and getting better to be fun. Which, again, like I said, is completely fair. Getting farmed by 5 stacks and unranked is unfun. I mean, yeah, I unranked sucks. Play ranked. Playing review will come naturally when you're having fun and interested in the game. Honestly, I think that is very debatable. I think that is very debatable. I think people get stuck a lot of the time because they don't try and improve. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, by the way. TGB Dream's still alive. Honestly, with the new format, it's really hard for us because we don't clear Mythic fast enough. We're gonna. I wasn't expecting it to be this early, Hatad. In Season 3, we'll be taking a very different approach because, like, our strat was going to be clear Mythic, then worry about Mythic Plus. That actually doesn't work. With the format they're doing now and with the timing they're doing now, because it happens like before we're done with Mythic. So we're going to be pushing a lot earlier next season, being a lot more coordinated. Because yeah, and also we're going to be re-rolling later. So let's say I'm playing Bear in Raid. Let's say Bear is meta, right? And let's say Vivi is playing I don't fucking know, prop warrior, right? If he's playing prop warrior in raid, I'm playing bear in raid, and that's our tank comp for whatever reason. He would play prop warrior in keys early, and I would play boomkin or feral in keys until we're basically stable or near the end of raid progression, and then we swap over to the god comp after that. The reason for that is because we need to grind the actual keys to get good at them way earlier, and then re-roll later. Our current approach only works if TGP is at the end of the season, which it will no longer be. So we weren't able to participate this time around. It's a game at the end of the day. Yeah, but losing sucks. And a really big complaint people have in, say, Guild Wars 2 PvP is like, man, I'm getting farmed. And if you don't want to get farmed, then you're going to have to get better. Seeing out of practice, one thing, being a game or rough is not a fun way of learning. Yeah, but the thing is, I would never recommend that. For example, okay, let me tell you what I did when I first started playing WoW. So when I first started playing WoW, one of the really big notable things that I found difficult was the number of abilities. In Guild Wars 2, you don't need a lot of keybinds, right? You really don't. And I was not used to having to hit so many keys. So what I did was, I just said, right, I'm gonna get used to this. And I basically made a very active choice to go through all of my abilities and hit those keys and get used to quickly hitting every key, even if there was no point in using it. I wasn't worried about, oh, I need to use this spell now. It was, okay, I'm gonna rotate through all of my abilities and just practice getting used to using these keybinds. Like, I would never recommend, like, just sit down and practice one thing. That's really not the way you want to do it. The way you want to do it is you want to play the game and just have something in the back of your mind and improve on it. That is the key. I would really have liked to have been playing Mythic Plus basically now, actually, or over the weekend. That's not going to be a possibility now, unfortunately, because, I mean, honestly, getting sick here just fucking sucked. Like, I was going to grind out Arcane Mage last week. Well, you know, before Turbo Boost, right? That was my goal, but it just was fucking awful. I just haven't been able to play. I've been, like, completely brain useless, you know, past 7 days. Over the years, I've tried so many classes. Adults people want to see fast results when enjoying the way. Might be one misconception. Yeah, for sure. I think people get frustrated and, you know, just don't know how to improve, for sure. I think that's true. But no, I'm not saying people have to do drills. I mean, that can be useful. Like, for example, when I was starting to learn how to weightlift, and this is not entirely applicable because this is basically to prevent injury. When I was learning the lifts, we would basically do lifts with very low weight just to grind the technique so we don't injure ourselves. This is very notable, especially with like back exercises, right? Deadlift, for example, like you really want to have a very solid grasp of the technique for doing a deadlift, for doing a clean, before you start putting weight on. And that can be really useful, like doing drills like that. We absolutely did that. Just for safety purposes. Not really the same in video games, obviously, because you can't really injure yourself, I guess, right? With, in a video game, but you get the point, right? Yeah. Huge. Yeah, that's the situation with improving. And you know, this really is, in my opinion, this really is why I am so fucking glad that I did sport as a kid. I'm so glad, guys. No joke. Like, I really believe that doing sport from a young age has made everything easier. Like, literally everything. Because the mindset that you develop in sport is just so powerful, in my opinion. It's so powerful. I'm so glad my parents made me do sport. Tired of all MMOs. My last MMO played is Throne Liberty. I like PvP. Something else is pay to win. There's no pay to win in Guild Wars 2. And yeah, there's like, you know, there's PvP in this game. Boom. Obviously not the only way to build that mindset, but I think it's a really good way to do it. Sport is OP, guys. Pow. What are the Z quests, Jester? Oh. Oh, that fucking sucks, man. I wish I had done one more in high school. My mom was right. Should have done track. Hell yeah, your mom was onto something. Yeah, I mean, I've had my fair share, actually, of pretty negative experiences with coaches. Like, one coach I had, actually, this was actually a bit fucking weird, to be honest. Like, he didn't like the type of music I would listen to, and he didn't like the fact that I didn't wear coats, right? Like, he didn't like the fact that even when it was like snowing and cold outside, I would still wear sandals and like a t-shirt and shorts. He didn't like that, and he tried to get me to not do it. And I didn't do it, obviously, but you know, yeah, it sucks when that happens. Went to an infant fight 600 kids. Oh yeah, yeah. That's definitely not the attitude you want. Oh yeah, that's not a good attitude to have early on for sure. Like, it's certainly when you're kind of at that entry level point for sport, it should always be about the fun and like the social element, right? Like building relationships with people, like learning good life lessons and having fun. Yeah, that sounds really toxic, to be honest. Yeah, he was not a big fan of metal music. Let me put it like that. He said it was abrasive and noise, which, I mean, I guess to an extent, he's not wrong. You know, you might be asking, like, how did I end up in that situation? So basically, this is the situation. Sport is pretty political. So basically, my favorite coach ever, I got along incredibly well with, but he didn't get along with parents that well, and he basically got voted out. And that left me kind of stuck at this club for a while until, this other, my favorite coach ended up starting his own setup elsewhere, kind of under his own steam. And basically there was some trial runs for new coaches, and it was a vote, right? People voted on coaches, and like, my least preferred option actually won the vote. Like, this guy, he was like pretty prestigious. You know, he trained some like Olympic level athletes or some bullshit. So people were like hyped up about that. It was fucking bullshit. It was cringe. Not good. And yeah, eventually I went back. Went back to the other guy. It is what it is. HC hype. HC hype. Yeah, that's the story there. There was also the intermediate coach. Dude, this is kind of base. Like the, basically in between while they were still hiring people and figuring out who the next guy was going to be. Yeah. Oh, man, I'm honestly tempted to share the guy's name because honestly, he was a fucking legend. He like, okay, so he was this older guy in his 60s. He was fucking shredded, okay? I'm just going to say it. The guy was a fucking gym nut, okay? And he would always devise like the most fucked up, like old school training sessions ever. It was actually so brutal and so difficult that most people like didn't even show up at some point. He was not that popular with people. He was pretty fucking base, to be honest. And it was actually at the point where it was me and this coach on Christmas Eve at 5 a.m. in the morning doing the most fucked up session. I was the only person who showed up. And it was one of the like most brutal sessions of my entire life, man. And like it was just me and him doing it. It was fucked, okay? Holy shit. I thought I was gonna die, guys. I thought this is it. I thought it's over. I'm not gonna survive. I hate how it turned people away from the sport. Well, I'm not gonna lie, it was very politic. He wasn't I'm painting my favorite coaches in good light, but let me be real, guys. They didn't play the game, and they paid the price. And that actually kind of is on them. Like, the coaches that, you know, I got along with, they refused to play politic, and you just can't do that. You have to play politic. You have to work with the parents. You have to deal with the social aspect of it. Neither of them was interested in that, and as a result of that, like, they got fucked. And that is on them. As much as I like them and, you know, I you know, they kind of formed some of my worldview and, you know, are definitely like contributors to all of my successes in life in their own way. They fucked up, okay? I'm gonna be real, okay? They did fuck it up. It didn't have to go that way, yeah? It really didn't have to go that way. Wait, you're on EB? Oh, shit! Dude, I was talking about swimming. I'm on my way. I'm on my way, boys. Hold on. I'm not fucking griefing. Oh, dude. I'm going to be operating Project Juice Man as well pretty soon. That's going to be content. Listen. Fuck, I mentally broke Planix, man. Fuck. I feel bad now. What about a coach? Yeah, like sports coaches, they can have egos, right? And that can get real bad for sure. I think overall I was pretty lucky. Had some good ones, had some not so good ones, but overall very positive. It's definitely not a guarantee that you're going to get someone that you can kind of vibe with. What should I even buy? I'm gonna get the essence of gold, bro. Essence. I mentally broke Planix Jester. Man, Jester, we have to get a Raid FC group going on Mondays. Because we cannot allow Plenix to do, like, 5-hour Wing 7. Why don't you join voice? Bro, do I sound like I can talk? It all could have been avoided. Wait, why are you making this sound like he's fully fucking mentally destroyed? Why are you doing this to me? Playing along the meme teapot? Yeah, but dude, it's fucked up, okay? I don't want players to be mentally broken. If I wanted him to mentally break, I would do the weekly mutation with him on Brutal. Like, his psychology would not survive that, I guarantee that. I barely fucking survived it. Like, I tried it, I died within like 2 seconds. Saraxa, you're literally permanently sus. First you say you willingly eat dog food, and now you're saying that you're a furry. Boom. Feels weird, man. You would have gotten along with them very well. Yeah, but I guess different personality types can work with different people. Wait, is exclamation mark Planix the worm? Wait, no, that's not that one. Wait, Plenix 2? Oh, shit. Dude, this is when the game was fucking good, dude. I honestly hate this. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I hate seeing this clip. This is when people actually cared about the game. Fuck me, man. 7 years ago. It's so painful that QT doesn't exist anymore. Dude, what a fucked up day. What a shitty timeline we live in that doesn't have Quantify in it. Holy shit. Are we serious? Are we trolling? I feel like we're trolling, man. No QT anymore? That is trolling, dude. Most people don't even know who QT is at this point. Pretty much. It is what it is. You know what? That's just the way it goes. They're leeching a meta? Look, that's what they've been reduced to. Just leeching. Ah, Zintrax. I haven't listened to your message because I'm streaming, but I will later. Or if you'd like to type it, that's also an option. But either way, I'll listen to it after the stream. Oh, shit. This is on stream? I don't mind. Okay, right. I'll listen to it on stream. Here we go.
Yo, I'm just gonna do a quick voice message because it's easier to share all needed information then. So, C Squadron will play.
Very based.
Demo and Notimelon are 100% committed.
Very based.
The problem is that the other two teammates, Yui and Dra, will probably leave our team because they want to make their own team, which will result in us probably having 2 random teammates soonish, but I'm not sure who that is gonna be. So in case that is fine for you, that we change our teammates spontaneously coming towards the tournament, we are up to participate. Yes.
Yeah, that is not an issue. Sign your ass up. And tell those lads to give me a DM as well. Honestly, that sounds fucking tasty! 2 teams for the price of 1! Yo! You know, this is going to sound a little cooked, but I was actually thinking of even making Community Conqueror top 3 in Mota. That might be a bit of a bridge too far, though. It's like I'm thinking top 2 right now, at least, to make it a little bit more accessible, but honestly, I wouldn't be opposed to top 3, because I think it's actually one of the harder ones to get, right? Because, you know, getting top 3 in Mota, I'm not going to lie, guys, that's going to be very fucking hard. Because you got 55 and then, like, 2 French teams. It's gonna be very difficult to actually get top 3. But I want to make something valuable, like be achievable for teams that won't necessarily win. Unless you tie break, yeah, but we always have it's double elimination, so there'll always be a defined 4th place. So that's no problem. Yeah, I really like double limb. I like double limb a lot. But yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, just if you can just go ahead and sign up now, Zintrix. We fixed the website. We basically moved everything to new servers. So a couple of things broke, but we fixed it now. But yeah, just sign your ass up. The date we're actually playing. Yeah, wait, yes. Yeah, it's going to be there is one contingency which has now actually been ruled out. It will be the 31st and the 1st of June. It was going to be maybe delayed if a Spree was going to play, but he has confirmed that he is not playing because he's banned. Unlucky. So it's going to be 31st and the 1st. Here's what it's going to be. And I can't remember the exact time. I think it was 5 p.m. BST. Something like that. And it will be for probably about 5 hours a day. If we get 8 teams, it might be a little bit longer, and we might end up doubling up some matches to make it go in about 5 to 6 hours. But it shouldn't be too bad. And yeah, just, well, I mean, I can give Yui a prod about it, but just tell those boys to sign up and DM me if they got any questions. I'll sort them out. For banned gamers, well, I mean, look, they're, you know, getting around a ban, guys, it's a VPN moment right there. Actually, really sucks to not have the worms, but maybe there'll be some kind of they need to like eat scuffed worms. Okay, some kind of Goku cook. Get that glint guy in there. Honorary worm, new worm, fresh worm. Yeah, I'd love to see it. Actual worms. Have you, like, studied actual worms? Ah, Vague 1v9 in the chat. Rank 1 legend, of course. Yeah, you need to sign your ass up as well. Or get your team lead to sign up. Use the website. ArenaNet, that's fucking hype, man. Those snails are cool. But yeah, I did. Honestly, look, I was going to say it, man. Mota 3 is going to be like the most overproduced thing in history. Yeah, did Renov in the chat? Renov's been cooking. I'm cooking. And don't worry about the price, by the way, guys. We'll bump that up, no problem. I think we can get at least 100k. That's the goal. And that's not including the gems, by the way, just so everyone's aware of that. There's going to be gems involved. I'm not going to show you guys my gem code spreadsheet, but wait, actually, let me just go ahead and load it up real quick. How many gem codes do I have? I will tell you guys how many gems I've got, and I'll throw a bunch of this stuff in, obviously. Okay. Holy shit. Okay, so I haven't spent gems on this for a while, guys. I have 84,000 gems in unspent gem codes from the ArenaNet partner program. How much gold is that? I think that's quite a lot of gold, no? Okay, 84,000. That's, oh, well, that's actually not that much. That's only 26k. But it's $1,000 worth of gems. Holy shit. That's crazy. Oh, that's more, actually. I actually haven't added the new gem codes I have into that. So it's actually more than that. So, I mean, there you go. It is what it is, my friends. Oh, and that also doesn't include the gems we get as a part of the prize pool package. It'll be standard, I'm sure. Oh, shit. You guys know the drill at this point, right? It'll be, you know, 800 for first place or whatever. Well, honestly, I definitely deserve this. Oh, I actually live. It'll be 800, 400, 400 probably. Obviously, we'll confirm with ArenaNet, but that's how it usually goes. Bonk. Oh, I think I'm dead here. That immobilize is going to do me in. Resistance. Are USA playing? USA are almost certainly not playing. Did we signet that? No, I was too slow. I should have signeted first there. Is the admin team getting paid? Look, I can give you some gems, to be honest, because I'm not going to put all of that in the prize pool. Holy shit. I'm saving that for some other stuff. The good news is because of the mota format, the admin will be pretty light. But, oh, bro. Oh, dude. I do have a plan for the raid tournament. And, oh, boy, that's going to be fucking brutal to admin. Let me tell you that. Can we get this guy? Oh, I got cleaved out too quickly. The raid tournament I have planned is incredibly elaborate, but also incredibly based. Oh, I actually lived. Holy shit. I think we're dying here, though. I don't think we can really disengage this. We should have a kill. People, there's no one to sign up, though. I mean, I'll be very transparent about this. Team USA don't want to play because there's not enough real money. Which is fair, by the way. Like, you know. But that's the reason. Honestly, my take on this is that, fucking hell, lads, we're in a dead game. We're lucky there's any cash. The problem was that everyone was spoiled because we had whales. For like Mota 1, we had insane whales. Like, man, honestly fucking sucks. Like, Chow, you guys are going to understand, like, a guy called Chow dropped 7 grand on Mota 1. Yeah? Like, He's gone, man. We don't have that shit anymore. We don't have Ashmite, Chow, Ruik, Nudge Meme. We don't have these heavy hitters anymore. They don't play the game anymore, right? I mean, I don't tell you. It's these people quit, right? And it's same with the gold. Honestly, I'm pretty bloody happy with the 65k prize pool, by the way, guys. You got to bear in mind, all the Barons have quit. We got no Enko, we got no MM, we got no Cassiano, yo, right? Like, those guys are gone, man. Like magicking up these prize pools is a lot harder than it used to be. We don't have these Barons in Wales. There's no souls either, right? Like, all these people have quit. Dropped so much, I mean, they're just very, very wealthy. Like Ashmite, for example, I think he donated to a bunch of streamers, not just me, but probably, I want to say in total, 50,000 US dollars. He's just wealthy. Like, that 50k is probably not that much to him. Nudge Me? Yeah, Nudge Me was basically sponsoring the stream. Love to see that. What game is he talking about? I mean, real life in this case. Because it was USD. No, nah, I don't think it was. I don't think 50k was that much to Ashmite. Just a, you know, very wealthy individual. Good for them, right? Holy shit. Let me actually, before I'm going to put the fresh gem codes in before I forget. Ah, Jeremy B with a tier 1. We love to see that. Oh no, dude, no. Save me. God damn it. I tabbed into my fucking email. Look what happened. Where is the email? Ah, here we go. All right. Boom. I don't think I get the registration email. It should be instantaneous because the email has been fixed. If they check junk and all that kind of stuff. If the issue still persists, I'll give you an account manually. But it should work now. Why would I drop so much in Guild Wars 2 and there's no official esports? Not they get an ROI. Because they want to. Dude, if I had $1 million in my bank account, I'd drop a lot on stuff that I like. And the thing is, I already do this. Like, the things that I like the most, the tournaments, they cost me money. I lose a lot of money doing this stuff. Dangerous email. I mean, it is a dangerous email. It's going to sign you up for a Guild Wars 2 PvP tournament. Yeah, I mean, like, dude, if I had infinite money, look, Renorb knows that I love burning money for things that I find personally interesting. And yeah, like, it is very much the case. Boom. We're on the other side. We're coming. Okay, we're going in. I have a lot of them. It's gonna be tricky to engage. Yeah, it's rough. Wales not equal to good esports. Things are not related. They are a little bit. Like, if you want to have truly competitive esports, players need to be able to essentially play professionally a lot of the time. Or it definitely helps. It means that players can, like, actually put time into practicing, and it's like, not prohibitive. Like, being good at things can be, like, very, very cost prohibitive sometimes. Yeah, you absolutely can, yeah. I'm feeling a lot better today, but, you know, as you can probably tell, the old voice is not doing so hot, but we're working on that. We're working on it. Last 7 minutes of World vs. World. Ah, very nice. Wait, is it shutting down? Is World vs. World shutting down or something? Is it the maintenance? Oh, I guess it's the maintenance. Oh, shit. Yeah, it's over. It's over. The game is dead. Oh, man. Honestly, I think I'll probably turn the stream off then. Or I'll raid Planets. I think we're doing the hard mutation together in SC2, but I'm not going to fucking stream, man. I'm absolutely dying. I don't know if you can see it, but I am still sweating. I've got a temperature going on right now, dude. Oof. 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 Rest up. Yup. Yup. Honestly, this is pretty hype. We might end up with 8 teams for Mota. That would be pretty fucking good. Let's see. What right now we're working with 55, Zeolith team, Z Squadron, French team number 2. Hopefully Sugar Crush is going to play. I've got a couple of other teams that are interested as well. Might be another French team if there's a cook from Esprit. Bit of sweet talking with Esprit and some of the other Frenchies. Might actually be pretty good. Incredible. You look radiant. I'm glad you think so. Oh, yeah, Dra and Yui team. Who are they going to play with? Do you know who they're playing with, Zintrix? Because honestly, I feel like we're running out of players at this point, right? Who else is there? Like, who else even is that? Okay. Oh, yeah, okay. Yep. Team USA. Team USA is not playing, no. Which sucks, but it is what it is. Unless they change their mind at the last second, which, you know, is... Dude, I just got giga corrupted. Holy shit. Obviously a possibility, but... Leto playing? Ha! Yeah, somehow I don't think so. Sakai's a good team to ask to join Mota. I actually haven't, no. I've been meaning to actually... wait, what's the team roster? What's the team name? Honestly, people aren't signing up, and the teams are kind of fluid. I actually don't know. Team Snowfall is playing, but I don't know if Sakai is playing on that team. And things are pretty fluid, so I don't actually know. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, then that team is playing, yeah. That team is playing. But yeah, yeah, it's funny. Torben was messaging me that things are a bit fluid right now. So honestly, should be a really good tournament. It's probably going to end up being EU only as well, which honestly does simplify things a fair bit. Makes running the thing a lot easier. It sucks there's no NA teams. I would have really liked to have Team USA play. I'm going to be real, though. If I do another tournament, and I think that's very likely to be Mota 4, actually. There are reasons for that that will become obvious very soon, actually. But I'm probably just going to, like, I'll remove all of the bans except for the people I don't like. The ban list is going to consist of people who I don't like. But I'm not sure if there's going to be real money, though. I'm not sure I'm doing real money again. Real money was such a pain in the ass. Yeah. You see, the thing is, this was my mistake, man. Like, I tried to be like, I'm going to be really even-handed with the rules. Like, you know, I'm going to be really even-handed, but I've realized the error of my ways now. Like, the only people I should ban from the tournaments are the people who I personally just don't like. Should have been this way since day one, boys. Yeah. A noob team that grows into a competitive team. The problem is that just doesn't happen. That's the reality. Like, people don't want to do that. There aren't people who want to do that. I would actually like to make a team from scratch, but you're just not going to find people who actually want to do that. Unfortunately, it's just very uncommon that you find people who actually want to get good. Maybe I'll try and cook something up like that. But it just doesn't really happen. Like, what happens is people who played the game for years, like, form up and make new teams. It's like the same players getting recycled. Join us? I mean, look, no joke. Like, I would 100% play with you guys. If you did need someone, and I get back in shape, I would play with Z Squadron in the monthly. We'd fucking farm that shit, bro. Holy shit. Are you kidding me? I would play Z Squadron. You got Demolish in there. He's my boy. Feedman member. 100%. Also, Snab in the chat. Oh yeah, you saw the quarterly earnings, Snab? Is that what you're talking about? Boom. But yeah, I do want to do some PvP content. I'm going to be playing, PvP is probably going to be my main game mode for the foreseeable future, guys. No joke. Like, I think it's the game mode I like the most. I'm really not into PvE right now. I'm not feeling PvE in Guild Wars 2 at all. I'm really not. But PvP is actually pretty hype. How much time would you estimate someone needs to spend to get competitive skills? If you grind for 6 months, you can be good enough to be on a team that could win the monthly AT. But that would be playing, like, every day and playing for, like, a good, few hours every day. And you're actively trying to get better. Not just, like, playing ranked, like, hitting Q. I'm talking footage review, duels, ATs, right? Blah, 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 blah. Do that for 6 months, you'll be good enough to win the monthly. Scrim Survivor. I actually think that the weekly AT is really good for that. And some of the more competitive dailies. Is that, yeah, you can try and get scrims with some of the teams as well, but I honestly think that the weekly is really good. No joke. Because the weeklies are often pretty solid. Like, the good teams play in the weeklies pretty frequently. Oh, well, World vs. What is dead. Did you get constant scrims? I mean, it will take a while, right? Like, if you play every monthly, you'll definitely get a feel for it. I think it's not as hopeless as you make it out, to be honest. Boom. Also, like, here's the thing, guys. I'll tell you guys a little secret. The monthly AT is a best of one. If you play the monthly every month, you'll eventually just get lucky and 55 will just fuck up and lose. Like, they're not perfect. They're not robots. This has literally happened before. They have lost to teams who are quote-unquote worse than them. Just because they just, you know, maybe they were a player down. Maybe they just had a really shitty opener and weren't playing their best, right? They got caught off guard by something that the other team did. I mean, it's happened, right? Like, you will eventually just win because it's a best of one, and you'll catch the other guy on a bad day. It's very easy to lose a best of one. Very easy to lose a best of one. Where nobody plays. I mean, dude, we're talking about Guild Wars 2, right? Like, it is what it is. Are you the LRS guild? No. I'm not familiar with that guild. I'm doing an ecto gamble. Let's do 4 gambles. Oh, big win. Love to fucking see that. Let's log in. That is nice. Guilds 1 Gaming? Not today. I'm not going to be doing a super long stream. I might just do this Dragon's End and then piss off. I'm starting to feel a bit rough. I don't want to push myself too much. I want to fully recover this time. Dude, I can't play you ready to win big. This is the best I've got, Garashimo.
Big money, big prizes!
And I've got this one too.
Better luck next time.
Wait, that is the wrong sound effect. What is that? Wowhead. Fucking Kuma game, dude. What is that? I've only got this one.
Big money, big prizes!
Yeah.
Killed the thing.
Oh, you guys want the green noise?
We should keep moving.
Shaking out your bones!
I haven't got the... Dude, there's no green noise. They haven't got it wired up.
I'd say you handled yourself pretty well. With more training, who knows?
How hot does flesh get before it sizzles?
Yeah, it hasn't got the green noise, guys. Unfortunately.
You for the endless infractions you're wanted for.
Oh. And I thought we were starting to become friends.
Ugh.
Not gonna happen. Commander, you did an amazing job preparing people earlier. Look at all these extra troops joining us.
Dude, the one-arm bandit voice lines are so good, to be honest. They are so good. Wait, what have they got for Galley? Surely we have Get a Faceful. Do we have it? Wait, we actually do. We don't have it. They don't have Get a Faceful of what the boys been working on. These are the ones they've got.
Call it in a favor! And here we go! You chumps owe me! Hey, get in here! I'm the last boss you'll ever see!
There you go. That's what we've got for Gallywigs. Also, I fucking love how Blizzard are just trolls. They, I don't know why they did this. Like, they won't let you get mythic items unless you've cleared mythic. I don't understand that decision, to be honest. Blizzard is so cooked sometimes. Yeah, they don't have the best. Dude, Wowhead needs to do a better job here. They don't have the best lines.
Weird. Okay, we better get in there and save the others.
Okay, here we go.
Watch those entrances.
Dude, it is actually such a troll. It's gonna make, dude, everyone's gonna buy a boost now. Holy shit, that's a good point. I didn't even think about that. But look, that's WoW token sales, Jess. I know you're gonna buy a boost. You're buying it from us. And we all know you're doing it too. Wait, are they... Sub 2 is a lack. Okay, I'm gonna move myself to sub 2. Why is there a Reaper in here? Holy shit. Black Templar. Mythic Galley. Yeah, we're doing a 6 out of 8 this week, Mice, and we'll probably start doing 8 out of 8 after that, once we have a lot of the roster back. I mean... wait, also, Mice, are the corruption things in, like the item enchant, is that in the game right now? I don't even know, like, what's in the game currently. I haven't checked. Today's a bad day. So, yeah, I don't want to do Sundays either. We're very likely going to do Wednesdays and Thursdays. Once we've stabilized. It was I delayed this time because of turbo boost, so we can have the gear to make it nice and smooth, just to kind of get back into the swing of it. And yeah, obviously when we have the next buff, it should be very easy to do 8 out of 8. Like when we do when we have the extra damage buff, like the 12%, it will make the entire raid trivial. So we can do 8 out of 8 there for sure. When we just stabilize, just, you know, people are taking a bit of a break, and I get that, right? We chill a little bit. We chill. We relax. Oh. Oh, man. I love Dragon's End. Ugh. Dude, Syraxa needs to be grinding rotation. That's what Syraxa needs to be doing. Syraxa needs to stop being a grey parser.
Look! Enemies! I'll handle them, boss. Don't ignore them. We need to
explain this, Syraxa. 7 on Styx Bunk Junker? What is this, bro? 7 pars? What is this? I'm looking up spin.
Look, the salt spray dragon seems to be powered by those crystals.
Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful stuff. 91 pars. Let's have a look at the Fire Magus. Fire Magus. Normal? Wait.
We'll need siege weaponry to break through the
No logs on Heroic.
crystals.
No logs. He's literally fucking not even grey pars. Literally not even grey pars, bro. That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. All logs are private. Yeah. I think we should do public logs, to be honest. And look! No, I mean, you know, we'll see what happens, right? Oh, shit! Private logs are included. Holy shit! Spin with the 100 pars. Wait, 9 pars on Mug Z. Ooh. Ooh, you hate to hate to see that. You honestly hate to see that, guys. 98 on Vexy, impressive. 93 on Cauldron of Carnage. 97 on Rick Reverb. 100 on Styx Bunk Junker. I guess Styx is really RNG though, right? Because if you get picked to do the mechanic, you just do fucking 2 damage. Sprocket, 83. 1 on Bandit, 38. Pathetic. Kremlin Gallywix, 95 pars. Very impressive. Very impressive. Impressive. We love to see that. How are the pauses in Nerebar, actually? Very, oh, look at that. Very nice. Very nice. Oh, yeah, let's take a look at Tom. Not bad. 45. 45 on Bandit there. Tough. Wait, let's see. Who should we expose? Who should we fucking expose? Who is sus? Who is sus in the guild, actually? Can we find Vic? I bet Vic is a sussy boy. Dude, he has fucking accent in his name, though. I can't find him. I give up. I bet he's a fucking pumper, man. Like, Vic is a pumper, dude. I'm telling you. He is a cranker. He is 1,000,000% a cranker. What the fuck? 0 pars? I think he died on Muggsy, actually, to be fair. I think he died. So I'll give him that. 4 pars on 1-armed Bandit. Yeah, I'm just, look, DK's just hard, man. DK's competitive. Vic is a cranker. I stand by my boy, Krongo. The guy fucking carried us. He was blasting on his death knight. It really is what it is. Okay, Guru. Let's do it. Look, I stand by my Death Knight brother, okay? DK is a base class. Vic is based. He's based. Guru 17 part. Did we all pause like ass on Bandit? What is this? Are we shit? We're just bad, actually, no? We just suck, no? Everyone's like green pausing on Bandit.
You've got supplies, and it's in range of the Harvest Temple.
Only Rated did damage. And Ace. Yeah. Like, Rated and Ace did damage, everyone else did fuck all.
The Eager Gap is secure.
So is the Jade Brotherhood base.
And we've cleared the observatory. Orion's here, and we can see the Harvest Temple. I'm going to focus my prismatic energy.
Is this 1K Dragon's End? It is, yes. We should be good for subs for now. Listen, you better organize the subs.
Same here. It's like they're creating a blockade between all of us and the Harvest Temple. Careful. It's corrupted Elder Dragon magic that's been combined. We don't know which power.
Boom. Ugh.
Champion, as you cleanse the previous outbreaks,
Right.
I felt the magic
Cleanse?
released.
Dude, we're making the subs. This is... Oh, I got a Herald. Let's go, log in.
From these new void outbreaks.
I obviously paused hard.
Magic is unknown. What could it
Very
do to
nice. Very
Good
nice,
question,
guys.
but I know
Very
one
nice.
thing. I'm going to use every bit of it to break through the barrier covering Suwan.
Look at that damage breakdown. Death Strike. 30% of the damage, guys.
Release the Elder Dragon.
You honestly love to see that. Let's take a look at the boss damage pauses. Take a look. Dude, rank 2 boss damage. Dude, if only I'd pumped a little bit harder. Rank 1 boss damage pause was within reach. I am the least patty player ever. We like to see that. I am hitting the boss. I was attacking the boss, guys. Let me tell you that. It feels good. Feels good to be attacking the boss. Spin boss damage pause. 47. He's playing Fire Mage, though. He was targeting the boss the entire time, so makes no fucking difference. Nico was padding on the ads. Rated was only padding on the ads a little bit. Dies of Cringe. Dude, Fire Mage is so based, man, because you just target the boss. I guess Arcane is probably a bit like that as well, huh? Because you just cleave off your main target. You just send your little missiles out. Oh, have you done the turbo boost spin? Yeah, I'm going to do that. Probably on Friday, I think. I think I'll send all my DK. And then I'll do my Magus. I also need to learn Arcane. Although I think Fire is actually still good. Arcane is definitely better, though. Because Arcane just has insane... It's very, very big value on the single target in particular, I think. And honestly, the prio damage is pretty base. You have, like, the... Unholy... I wonder if people are going to play a different Unholy DK build now, though, actually. Surely people are going to play a different... Are people playing a different DK build? Because they actually nerfed the Blood Beast really hard and they buffed the Abomination. I wonder if you play the Abomination now in Unholy. I'm going to the Death Knight class Discord. What of the nerds? What are they saying?
We are bound to the nothingness, and all will return to it.
Suwan, can you hear me?
She is one with us now.
Oh, well, no, that's this shit.
Suwan, follow my voice. Reach out. Fight it.
We are... Why are you here?
To release you from...
Don't you
What are these fuckers playing?
This barrier, it's protecting you from me.
Suwan!
It is time you join us.
Alright, they're playing the same shit. Okay, no one cares. Dear Maya Teapot, I've been trying to find a group to complete raids with for 3 hours. No one will join my group because it's my first time. I'm super upset. I even started asking for 100 KP. I saw others doing it. When we got to Veilguard and I started tanking on my core elementals, they got pissed and leave. What do you suggest I do? Well... I think we can explain in song. Zach right now is putting together a song that he's going to post on Reddit that is literally just saying everything he said taken out of context, sounding like the most toxic player in the history of gaming.
Yo, let me pop off about this. Do you have people that are wanting to practice certain skills at certain levels? People go, oh, woe is me, I'm getting gatekept. I'm sick and tired of hearing, oh, woe is me, I'm getting gatekept. They want to play. They can't do that when they have 30% alacrity uptime. They can't do that when they have to res you every 5 seconds. You join the group with a bunch of people like you. You join the group with a bunch of people like you. And you fail over and over again because guess what? You can't handle the failure. You get pissed off. You leave the group after 2 polls. And then you try to join 250k KP requirement. And they kick you, and they kick you because you're the problem. Because you're the problem. Because you're the problem. Because you're the problem.
That's my recommendation.
Zach right now is putting together a song that he's going to post on Reddit.
Oh my god.
It's literally just everything you said taken out of context. Sounding like the most toxic player in the history of gaming.
I had somebody come in the other day. They were a warrior. They had the wrong build gear combination. They did 5k DPS. I whispered them and I said, are you okay? They've tried to ask questions and stuff. What the heck's going on? What the heck's going on? What the heck's going on? I have people that come into my raid groups all the time and they just don't know. It is really annoying. You gotta get a better build. You deserve some retribution, right? Yeah, there's gonna be social punishment. There's gonna be consequences no matter what you do. If you're unwilling to listen to the group and like, you kind of deserve no rewards if you fail. Hard punished. Just flame people out completely. Yeah, I kicked them. Super hard punished. Super hard punished. There will be consequences. 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 There will be consequences.
Snab is a bit snobby, okay? Boom, there you go.
I'm just gonna keep doing it.
Yeah. That's the situation.
Come in, Commander. I can see already. She's joining the battle.
I'm dying. We finished this oh, dude. Can I even finish this Dragon's Den? I don't even know, bro. Dude, Tom's got the mushroom head. That's pretty high tier, actually. Dude, Project Illuminati is already starting in Guild Wars 3. Like, we are not going to allow the Guild Wars 3 community to end up the same way the Guild Wars 2 community did. Like, we are going full Puppet Master. You guys know all the conspiracy theories? Like, you know, you're going to eat the bugs. I am going to make you guys eat the bugs, man. Like, that's how it's going to be. You will own nothing and be happy. Like, all that kind of crazy shit. That's the reality of Guild Wars 3. No. Guild Wars 2 players, we are going to mercilessly gatekeep Guild Wars 2 players out.
It's me, Commander.
Hey, wait, this Rocker one?
Rocker hates casuals.
I'm gonna be a little bit toxic here, right?
And here we go. Roast the casuals. Roast the casuals. Expose. And call out the casuals. Roast the casuals. Roast the casuals.
I guess I'm sorry.
Call out the casuals.
They don't actually ever play the game. The entire community is that way.
Toxic.
That's true.
Being criticized. Well, what do you expect? Well, what do you expect? You underperform, and then you get told, yes, you underperformed. Yes, you underperformed. Asshole community.
Toxic pricks.
Guess they're all assholes.
What? And they got no glue.
They get flamed, they get kicked, and then they're pissed off. They are probably going to be toxic fucks.
Pricks.
You didn't do your homework before you went into
Magnus is here.
It is actually a big problem. Roast the casuals. Roast the casuals. Expose. And call out the casuals. Roast the casuals. Roast the casuals.
I guess I'm sorry.
Call out the toxic pricks.
Wow.
Quick! To the top of the Harvest Temple.
Insane.
I'll be waiting for you with what's left of Suan. She's above us, circling.
Guild Wars 3. It actually is the Great Reset, though. No joke. It is literally the Great Reset. Dragon's Den isn't even daily Mystic Coin yet. I must accept Suwon. Swapper? I mean, yeah, you have to. You have to swap her. Guys, is it not insanely fucked up that New World is getting their new PvP mode faster than Guild Wars 2? Isn't that just cooked? They're adding capture the flag. Look. The hell's going on here? How does New World get more content than Guild Wars 2? Like an actual dead game. I don't even understand how this is possible. What's going on? What reality do we live in, guys? Dude, how? I don't understand how New World is still alive. That's honestly a fair point. I don't understand either.
She's luring the void toward the temple again. If I don't stop it, you'll all be encased. Time to fight.
I feel like New World is a psyop, man. Like New World has got to be some kind of psyop.
You will join us now. And all will be as one.
Wait. I have a herald, but they aren't giving quickness. Where is this guy?
Look after her tail.
What the wait. Oh, wait, no. No, it's this guy. I'm not... wait, no, that's Black Templar. This guy is who I need.
There was only emptiness. And now...
He's just not giving quickness. What is this?
I'll protect you.
Oh? I'm leeching quickness from, like, the other guy.
Do not fear your state. You are
It doesn't how to go from learning a rotation by remember. It doesn't know how to press the buttons in this order. I'd recommend doing the learning while you're doing it first, to be honest. So... The easiest way to do that, I'm not gonna lie, is just like reading the tooltips. Like, if it's got a big number on it, you want to press it hard. Another real... I can't show you to run. I haven't got... Arc. Wait, do I have Arc DPS installed? No, I don't. Wait. There's a way to see the damage breakdown. So, in other words, there's a way to see how much each of your abilities does, percentage-wise. Open that on Arc DPS, and you'll see what your good skills are. And then, therefore, which ones to press. But basically just like read your abilities. And look at the damage breakdown and see how much they're doing. And also, something to think about is, it's kind of important to think about, like, your goal in a rotation is to maximize the number of casts. So you have to think about weapon swap. Yeah? So, Necro is a really good example of this. You'll notice, I'm actually just, look, we'll slow this down here. Notice that these two abilities have a 10-second cooldown, right? So, here's some logic for you. If you use this when you just weapon swap onto the scepter and use it again and then swap, you basically have 100% uptime on these abilities. Because, okay, let's do the sequence, right? So if we do this, and then I swap. So we cast this, then I swap. Okay, and we do a couple of cycles of these. Like this. And then we do another pistol 2, because pistol 2 is really good. Then we swap back. These abilities are back now, yeah? And then look here. I'm using them again here. And then look what happens, right? Look what happens. My weapon swap's coming back. And I can do that and then go again. So do you see how I'm essentially maximizing the ability casts on these two weapon skills? And also the scepter skills as well. This is a really important dynamic to understand, like, why you want to press this. Because you want to be maximizing the number of casts, pretty much, of each ability. So that's an important thing to understand with how rotations work in this game. Dude, I feel the DPS in this group is not great, is it? Suwon the Breaker. Suwon the Annihilator. Guy's dead. This should be a CC bow. But she broke it. Nice. I'm doing ZDBS, coming other rats with similar eye level. Look, this is what you gotta do. This is impossible. So honestly, I'm just going to tell you to do what I did in Season 2. Look, the thing you need to do, compare the number of casts with you compared to other rats, and then just go and find a good rat player and watch their gameplay. And just see what they're doing and how they're using their cooldowns. Easy. I need to do more cable management. The cables are still annoying me under my desk. Yeah, they're annoying me. Oh, that's a good call by Mice, actually. Like, always blame it on gear. Blame it on gear and then just don't improve. That's honestly the strat. That's kind of the play, to be honest. LTTStore.com. Listen, I never buy anything from like I don't buy YouTuber slop, bro. I buy unbranded, okay, boring ass products. That's what I do. I don't go for that influencer slop. They do have more on every important cast. I mean, there you go. That's why you got to press those buttons more. There's actually, I'm sorry, Suwon. We have to do this. This is actually pretty good as well. Check how many, check how much resource you're wasting. Late on GCDs, it's entirely possible you're wasting resource. You could be slow on GCDs, you could be wasting resource as well.
That battle at the top. I've never seen such bravery. God, she's back.
Another, I don't know if this is applicable on Ret, but you also need to make sure you're entering your cooldowns appropriately as well. Like, you need to be entering your cooldowns ready to actually get as much damage into your burst window as possible. It's actually a bit spooky, isn't it? Like, instant swap does not feel good. I like the pacer. Yeah, it's obviously not looking great, is it? I think it's fine. It might be a little bit close, but if we get a Defiance spell here, that feels pretty good. Yeah, okay. I should have maybe taken Spectral Grasp. It's honestly so wild. I don't know what happened, but like, even though there's been more power creep, the performance in open world has cratered. I think the skill level in the game in general has gone down a lot. Sounds weird, but it really has. Like, the skill level has gone down so much.
Quick, stand around the impact site. I'll protect you.
I'm sliding around. This phase is so weird.
Do not fear your state. You are not dead, only disembodied. With senses heightened.
This is what Iron trains for. This is what we do.
Boom. Oh no! Dude, what happened there?
The exits up.
Oh, did I misclicked? Yeah, that one is a... Yeah, I misclicked the first skill, I think. You do not want to do that. I sacrificed all of my endurance. You honestly hate to see that. No, it's not that I didn't get the orb, I hit this one. I hit Blood Spirit. You know what? That ability is a troll. Never press that one. Have I failed Wisp? I don't think I've ever failed the Wisp, no. Target higher, but rotation's more complex? Nah, I'd say easier. The game is easier in every way right now. I don't think Guild Wars 2 has ever been easier. Cap? No, that's not Cap. The game, Guild Wars 2 has never been easier than it is right now. Rotationally, build-wise, everything. Yeah, like the floor is extremely high. This is the easiest version of the game ever. You didn't get it though? I mean, yeah, I didn't get it, but I lost my endurance because I sacrificed it. Is easy shouldn't mean the floor is low. No, he means like the floor for how well you perform. It's weird because you use those two terms in opposite ways in different contexts. So when we say skill floor, we would say there's a low skill floor for performing well. But Sneb was talking about performance-wise, and the floor for how well you can do, or basically how badly you can perform, is like very high now. Like basically the low end is higher than it used to be in terms of performance. So it's just in those you approach that from opposite directions. Okay. It's time. I'm going in. 7 minutes. Ah, it's fine. As long as you don't mess up this phase.
Listen to me. Fight it. It's me, Aurene. Look out!
This one always, I don't know why I come here. This one always dies the fastest. This is not the one to come to. I'm actually leaving.
I'm sorry, Zuan. We have to do this.
Man, they really did not cook with the Aurene voice direction. Me CC. 30 seconds should be fine. We need to get the CC on this thing. Yeah, it should be okay.
I'm sorry, Zuan. We have to do this. Your desires
I also really don't like the voice line. The voice lines here are actually really dumb. Like, I don't know why Aurene is saying sorry, Because Suwon literally says, like, fucking kill me, right? Oh, man. Dude, Aurene is a bad character. I am sorry, dude. Like, that's the 0 Kelvin take, but, dude, Aurene is just a bad character, just straight up. Not well written. The voice direction's not good. I'm not going to shit talk the voice actor, obviously. It's just poorly directed, poorly written, poorly directed, poorly everything, honestly. Like, yeah, it's not good. Suwon is pretty base, but Aurene is just not good.
It tortures me to say this, but hit her! Hit her hard!
Hit her! Hit her hard!
This opportunity.
I think we're not getting this CC, but we do win. We have 4 minutes on the timer. Then surely we add a Suwon level meta event in the next patch of the expansion, right? Hey, Zaravi, how you doing? 4%. There'll be another CC by here, but we're probably not going to get it. The boss is dead.
There is an ocean of void, and you are already drowning.
Yeah, look at all those transfusions. This build is so good, honestly. This is like one of the sickest builds for open world, I think.
I've got to go after her. See what is left.
Good start for me. Oh, glad to be of help. I'm afraid it is going to end now because I'm, very unfortunately, I'm a little bit under the weather, so I'm not going to be streaming long. I'm going to be raiding Plenix, actually, right now. But yeah, I'm going to turn the stream off. That's going to do it for me, guys. I'm raiding Plenix. That's it for me. I'll see you guys. I will be on Plenix's stream, though, because we're going to do the hard mutation in SC2. I'm hoping to be fully recovered tomorrow, guys. So business as usual tomorrow. I think I should be full health tomorrow. I'm feeling a lot better today. As you can see, we've got the cam on, feeling a bit of energy. I can actually talk properly. I'm not coughing every 3 seconds. That's good for me, guys. Set up Plenix. We're going to do some SC2 co-op.